Hari Om, dear friends. We will be continuing our discussion, that is from materials, metals and non-metals will be the remaining topics. We will be studied under part 2 of materials, metals and non-metals. Earlier I have posted part 1. Now we will be going through part 2, that is the end of our lesson. In that part 2 we will be discussing chemical properties of metals and non-metals, reaction with oxygen. Iron is a metal, reacts with oxygen. It is a balancing equation. Water, moisture present in the atmosphere or water vapor, to give reddish or browny flakes, that is called rust. That is called what? Rust. Ferric oxide it is. You need not know her name. It is called rust. Similarly, magnesium ribbon. O2. That is, when you burn magnesium ribbon, it burns with a dazzling white flame and gives you a powdery ash. This powdery ash is called as magnesium oxide. Magnesium oxide. Dissolve this magnesium oxide in water and it is tested for its acidic or basic nature. When you introduce red litmus paper, it gets converted to blue. Thereby, we come to know that magnesium oxide is basic in nature. Magnesium is a metal, so metallic oxides are basic in nature. Metallic oxides are basic in nature. So, any metal reacting with oxygen, you will get their oxides. So, magnesium burns with dazzling white flame to give magnesium oxide. It is a ash. Dissolve this magnesium oxide in water and you introduce red litmus paper. It gets converted to blue. This indicates that metallic oxides are basic in nature. That is the reaction of metals with oxygen. Iron reacts with oxygen and also water vapor present in the atmosphere to give browny flakes. That is called what? Rust. It is also called, it is ferric oxide. Magnesium ribbon burns with dazzling white flame. For burning oxygen gas is necessary to give magnesium oxide. It is a powdery ash. Dissolve this magnesium oxide in water, test it with red litmus paper to know whether it is acidic or basic in nature. Red litmus paper gets converted to blue. This indicates that metallic oxides are basic in nature. Now coming to reaction of non-metals with oxygen. Sulfur is a non-metal. On burning sulfur in the presence of oxygen, you are getting what? Sulfur dioxide. Sulfur, S stands for sulfur, O2, dioxide. S is the symbol for sulfur. Sulfur, O2, oxygen. Dissolve sulfur dioxide in water, you will get sulfurous acid. H2SO3 stands for sulfurous acid. Introduce blue litmus paper, it gets converted to red, indicating that H2SO3 is acidic in nature. H2SO3 is acidic in nature. So the non-metallic oxides, they are acidic in nature. Non-metallic oxides are acidic in nature. So here metallic oxides are basic in nature. Non-metallic oxides are acidic in nature. Please remember, S stands for sulfur. On burning sulfur in the presence of oxygen, you are getting sulfur dioxide. Sulfur dioxide reacts with water to give sulfurous acid. When you introduce blue litmus paper into a solution of sulfurous acid or into sulfurous acid, that blue litmus paper gets converted to red. This indicates that H2SO3, sulfurous acid, is acidic in nature. Thereby, non-metallic oxides, they are acidic in nature. Non-metallic oxides are acidic in nature. See here, sulfur dioxide is acidic in nature. That's why it gets converted. It converts blue litmus paper to red. Sulfur is a non-metal. Carbon dioxide. Carbon is a non-metal. CO2. Carbon dioxide is acidic in nature. Carbon dioxide is acidic in nature. You dissolve their oxides in water, you will get acids. You will get acids. So thereby non-metal oxides are acidic in nature. Examples: sulfur dioxide, carbon dioxide, nitrogen dioxide. They are also acidic in nature. In general, non-metallic oxides are acidic in nature. We will be continuing our discussion. Please take a screenshot. Reaction of metals with water. Reaction of metals with water. Metals like sodium, symbol Na. Metals like potassium, symbol is K. They react vigorously with water. Their reaction with water is so fast. For example, you see the reaction here. Sodium metal, whose symbol is Na, react with water H2O to give sodium hydroxide and hydrogen gas, and heat is released here. Heat is released. Heat is released here. The liberated hydrogen or the evolved hydrogen is responsible for this catching fire and burning. The liberated hydrogen catches fire and burns. That's why sodium metal is stored in kerosene. Sodium and potassium metals, they are stored in kerosene. They are stored in kerosene because they react vigorously with water. They immediately catch fire and burns because of this liberated hydrogen gas. Because of this liberated hydrogen gas, that's why they are stored in kerosene. Sodium and potassium metals. Coming to non-metals, they are reactive in air, but not reactive with water. They are not very reactive with water, but they are very much reactive with air or with atmospheric oxygen. That's why they are stored in water. They are stored in water. Non-metals, for example, phosphorus is a very reactive non-metal. To prevent its contact with atmospheric oxygen, it is stored in water. Phosphorus is the non-metal that is stored in water. Sodium and potassium are the metals that is stored in kerosene. That is stored in kerosene. Why they are not stored in water? Because they react vigorously with water. They immediately catch fire and burns because of the liberated hydrogen gas or the evolved hydrogen gas. Whereas phosphorus metal, it is stored in water to prevent its contact with atmospheric oxygen. Please take a screenshot. We will be continuing our discussion. Now we will be discussing reaction of metals with acids. Zinc metal react with sulfuric acid to give zinc sulfate plus hydrogen gas, whereas all metals do not liberate hydrogen gas. For example, copper do not react with dilute HCl even on heating. There is no reaction between copper and dilute hydrochloric acid. HCl stands for hydrochloric acid. There is no reaction. But copper reacts with copper reacts with sulfuric acid. Copper reacts with sulfuric acid. H2SO4, whose molecular formula is H2SO4. You see here, zinc metal reacts with sulfuric acid to give zinc sulfate and hydrogen gas. Hydrogen gas is liberated when metal reacts with an acid, but not all metals liberate hydrogen gas. Copper do not react with dilute HCl. There is no reaction even on heating also. There is no reaction. But the same metal, copper, whose symbol is Cu, reacts with sulfuric acid. Reacts with sulfuric acid, whose molecular formula is H2SO4. H2SO4. And how will you test the presence of hydrogen gas? If you bring a burning matchstick near to the mouth of the test tube, it burns with hydrogen gas once it pops on. This is one of the tests to detect the presence of hydrogen gas. How will you detect the presence of hydrogen gas? If you bring a burning matchstick near to the mouth of the test tube, it burns with pop sound. And it burns with pale blue flame. It burns with pale blue flame. Hydrogen gas burns with pale blue flame. And coming to next discussion, that is the reaction of metals with bases. Reaction of metals with bases. Reaction of metals with the bases. Zinc metal, again I have taken zinc as the example, it reacts with sodium hydroxide to give sodium zincate Na2ZnO2 plus hydrogen gas. Hydrogen gas. Hydrogen gas is liberated when a metal reacts with base. When a metal reacts with the base, hydrogen gas is liberated. Reaction of non-metals with bases are complex. Reaction of non-metals with bases are complex. At this point of time, we are not going to discuss this. And what about the non-metals? How do they react with acids? Generally, non-metals do not react with acids. Non-metals do not react with acid. Do not react with acids. Non-metals do not react with acids. Reaction of non-metals with bases are complex. They are very complex. They are very complex. Please take a screenshot. We will continue our discussion. Now we will be discussing displacement reaction. What do you mean by displacement reaction? A highly reactive metal displaces least reactive metal from its compound in aqueous solution. That is called displacement reaction. Or a metal displaces another metal from its compound in aqueous solution. It is very much similar to a strong fellow pulling a weak fellow. Or a strong person, I can say, is very easy to fight with a weak person. So a highly reactive metal displaces less reactive metal from its compound in aqueous solution. In aqueous solution. In aqueous solution. See here. In activity 4.8, in your textbook activity 4.8, 5 beakers are taken. In beaker A you are taking zinc and copper sulfate. In beaker B you are taking iron and copper sulfate. In beaker C you are taking copper plus zinc sulfate. In beaker D you are taking copper plus iron sulfate. In beaker E you are taking iron plus zinc sulfate. You can observe the reactions only in beaker A and B. The reaction is occurring only in beaker A and B, but in beaker C, beaker D, beaker E, there is no reaction. There is no reaction. Why there is no reaction in beaker C, beaker D, beaker E? We will be discussing. First in beaker A, what is happening? Zinc will displace copper. Zinc will displace copper. Ultimately, what you are getting zinc sulfate plus copper. The blue color copper sulfate changes to colorless, and you can see reddish brown copper is deposited on zinc metal. Reddish brown copper is deposited on zinc metal. And in beaker B, you are taking iron and copper sulfate. Iron will displace copper to give iron sulfate. Iron sulfate. What is the name of this compound? Iron sulfate. Iron sulfate. What is the color of copper sulfate? Blue. What is the color of iron sulfate? Light green. Light green. And you can see copper metal, reddish brown copper metal deposited on iron nail. Deposited on iron nail. Here iron is displacing copper. Here zinc is displacing copper. Whereas in coming to beaker C, beaker D, beaker E, why there is no reaction? Copper is least reactive than zinc. You are understanding? Copper is least reactive than zinc. It means what? zinc is more reactive than copper. So copper cannot displace zinc. Here also copper cannot displace iron. Copper cannot displace iron. Why? Because copper is least reactive than iron. Here iron cannot displace zinc. Iron cannot displace zinc because iron is least reactive than zinc. So based on this activity 4.8, now one can tell which metal is more reactive. Please say which metal is more reactive among zinc, iron, copper. Among these three metals, which metal is more reactive, which metal is least reactive? Zinc is more reactive than iron. Iron is more reactive than copper. Iron is more reactive than copper. Zinc is more reactive than iron. Iron is more reactive than copper. Iron is more reactive than copper. This is the decreasing order. Decreasing order in the reaction. Zinc is more reactive, copper is least reactive when we are comparing zinc, iron and copper. That's why only iron is coated with zinc. That is called galvanization. How will you prevent rusting? Iron is coated with zinc because zinc is more reactive than iron. Zinc is more reactive than iron. That's why in beaker C, beaker D, beaker E, you do not see the reactions. Why? Because copper is least reactive than zinc, copper is least reactive than iron metal, iron is least reactive than zinc metal. So what do you mean by displacement reaction? A metal displaces another metal from its compound in aqueous solution. Aqueous, that is called displacement reaction in our textbook. There is an activity that is a 4.8 where they are taking 5 beakers, beaker A, beaker B, beaker C, beaker D, beaker E, and reactants are introduced into this beaker or added to this beaker, and we can only see the reaction in beaker A, beaker B, but not see in beaker. But we can't see the reaction in beaker C, D, E. Please take a screenshot. We will be continuing our discussion. Now we will be discussing uses of metals and non-metals. The various uses of metals. Metals are used in jewelry, making automobiles, making electrical wires. There are several uses of metals. What are the uses of non-metals? Non-metal is essential for our life. Non-metal is essential for our life, which all living beings inhale during breathing. What is that non-metal? It is nothing but oxygen gas, O2. It is nothing but oxygen. The non-metals that are used in fertilizers to enhance, what do you mean by enhance? Improve the growth of the plants or increase the growth of the plants. What are the non-metals? Nitrogen and phosphorus. Nitrogen and phosphorus. The non-metal used in water purification process. Chlorine. Chlorine is the non-metal used in water purification process. The non-metal used in the purple colored solution, which is applied on wounds as an antiseptic. What is the non-metal? It is nothing but iodine. It is nothing but iodine. Now this is the homework to you. What are the non-metals used in crackers or in fireworks? This is the homework to you, dear students. What are the non-metals used in fireworks or in crackers? Please, it is the homework to you. Identify these non-metals used in crackers. Okay? Please take a screenshot and prepare your own notes.